There will always be people who try to shake you, break you, or pull you into their storm, but true strength is learning to remain the calm within it. Share this with the important people in your life. Let them know you care about their peace too. Write this in the comments. My power is in my pause. I breathe before I break. There was a time when every harsh word cut deep. When silence from someone I cared about made me question my worth. When disappointment felt like a weight pressing on my chest. But then I learned something that changed everything. Stoicism taught me this. You do not have to absorb everything the world throws at you. Emotional untouchability doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop surrendering your peace to what's outside of you. You don't need control, you need clarity. Not every battle is yours to fight. Not every opinion needs a response. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. There is quiet power in choosing not to react. Someone insults you? Let it go. Their words reflect their state, not your truth. Plans fall apart? Breathe. Trust your response more than the outcome. You're misunderstood? Let it be. The need to be seen is not greater than the need to stay still inside. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. You are allowed to feel. You're allowed to cry. But never forget the storm is temporary. And you are not the storm. You are the mountain beneath it. Still, steady, unmoved. So many of us live as if our worth depends on things we cannot hold. Approval, applause, affection that comes and goes like the tide. But what if I told you that nothing anyone does, or fails to do, can make you less whole? You are not your job. You are not your relationship. You are not your past. The world might try to define you by those things, but Stoicism reminds you, you are who you choose to be in silence when no one is watching. And in that space, you are already enough. The mind can become a prison, full of what-ifs, regrets, fears. But freedom begins when you say, this moment is all I truly own, and I will meet it with presence. Let today be the day you stop arguing with what is. Let it be the day you choose inner stillness over outer noise. It's easy to be calm when life is kind, but when life is sharp, unfair, unpredictable, that's when real peace is forged. Think of a river, how it flows around the rock, never resisting, never fighting, just moving. Be like that. Flow around what you cannot change. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've remembered your power, because strength is not loud. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet decision to let go instead of clench, to breathe instead of break. Let's sit with that. Breathe in and let it go. Breathe in the tension and let it go. The truth is, the world will keep spinning. People will come and go. Some will love you. Some will misunderstand you. Some will hurt you without ever knowing. But what matters most is what you do within yourself. Do you carry resentment like a burning coal, hoping it will hurt someone else, while it only scorches you? Or do you drop it and finally free both of you? You don't forgive for them. You forgive to stop bleeding. Letting go is not forgetting. Letting go is choosing peace over poison. And that's a choice you can make right now. Feel that space inside your chest? The ache that's been there? The tightness? That's where your peace is waiting. Speak softly to yourself. I release what no longer serves me. Say it again. I release what no longer serves me. Because every moment you hold on to something that hurts, you delay your healing. And I know healing isn't easy. Sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it feels like standing still while everyone else rushes ahead. But Stoicism isn't about rushing. It's about staying present, staying anchored, staying you. The next time your thoughts spiral, ask yourself, is this mine to carry? Is this real right now, or just imagined fear? Am I reacting, or am I responding with intention? And if you don't know the answer, pause, because your peace lives in the pause. The breath between reaction and action. The space between the trigger and your truth. That space is everything. Let's go deeper now. Think of someone who hurt you, not to relive the pain, but to recognize what it taught you. Maybe they betrayed you. Maybe they left when you needed them. Maybe they never showed up at all. Whatever it was, that pain carved space inside you. Space for self-respect. Space for boundaries. Space for understanding that their actions were never about your worth. That was their storm. And now you're done standing in the rain. Say this softly: their choices are not my reflection. I return to myself. Again, I return to myself. You're not cold for setting boundaries. You're not selfish for choosing peace. You're not heartless for walking away from what drained you. You are wise. And wisdom is what Stoicism gifts you. Not armor to close your heart, but clarity to protect it. There is no shame in stillness. There is no guilt in guarding your energy. You do not owe your presence to what brings you pain. Every no you say to chaos is a yes to your own peace. Feel that. Feel how strong you become when you stop needing the world to change. And just change your stance. You were never meant to be tossed around by every wave. You were meant to become the ocean floor. Steady, silent, immovable. Let people think what they think. Let life unfold how it unfolds. You will meet it all with breath and grace. Because no matter what happens, you've already decided, I won't be pulled out of myself again. I won't give my emotions to things I can't control. I'll feel everything, but I won't be ruled by anything. You are free now. You don't need to defend your peace. You just need to live it. Let this be your quiet rebellion. The day you stopped being reactive. The day you stopped bleeding for things that were never yours to fix. And when it gets loud again, because it will, return here, to this breath, to this stillness, to this knowing. I am not what happens to me. I am what I choose to become. Let it echo in your mind until it becomes your nature. Let it root so deeply that even when the world storms around you, you remain untouched. Because you are no longer fighting for peace. You've become it. There's a kind of quiet that doesn't come from silence. It comes from within. A stillness that's not the absence of noise, but the presence of understanding. It's the moment when you stop needing everything to make sense, and finally allow yourself to rest anyway. That's where I want to take you now. Right here, right now. You don't need to solve everything. You don't need to be everything. You just need to be present with what is. The mind will whisper, what if it doesn't work out? What if they leave? What if I fail? But Stoicism responds gently, and what if I survive it anyway? That's the difference. Not in avoiding the pain, but knowing that it cannot destroy you. Not anymore. You've outgrown panic. You've outgrown begging. You've outgrown carrying burdens that were never yours. And I'm proud of you, even if no one has said that in a while. You don't have to hold it all together. You don't have to pretend to be unaffected. You just have to stop feeding what weakens your spirit. Every time you resist reacting, every time you pause instead of explode, every time you respond with presence instead of pain, you're growing. It may not feel like much, but that's how peace begins. Quietly, softly, without applause. It begins in small, private choices. When no one is watching, that's where character is born. That's where the untouchable strength is shaped. So the next time the world feels like too much, slow down. Put your hand over your heart. Feel it. Still beating. Still here. You made it through every hard day you thought you couldn't. That matters. Don't let a temporary emotion create a permanent identity. You are not your sadness. You are not your mistakes. You are not the way someone failed to love you. You are what you do next. You are how you rise without resentment, how you heal without hardness, how you love again, even after the pain. That's the kind of strength that can't be taken. It lives in your response, not your reaction. In your breath, not your blame. In your stillness, not your struggle. So ask yourself, what am I feeding today? The noise or the peace? Because whatever you feed grows. And you deserve to grow something beautiful inside yourself. This moment is your garden. Plant carefully. Plant patience. Plant perspective. Plant the kind of love that doesn't need permission because it's your birthright. Even if you feel alone, even if you feel broken, even if your life looks nothing like what you hoped it would, you are not failing. You're unfolding. Healing doesn't look like smiling all the time. It looks like showing up when it's hard. It looks like breathing through tears. It looks like not giving up on yourself even when part of you wants to. That's real courage. Not perfection. Presence. The ability to be with what is without judgment, without trying to fix, rush, or numb it. Just sit with it. Sit with the ache. Sit with the discomfort. Sit with the unknown. Let it be. It's not your enemy. It's your teacher. The Stoics knew that pain was never the problem. Attachment was. The need for control. The craving for certainty. The fear of what might come. But what if you surrendered the need to know? What if you trusted yourself to meet whatever happens with grace? You don't need to predict the future. You just need to meet it prepared inside. And you are. More than you realize. You've survived storms your younger self thought would drown you. And yet here you are. Still open. Still trying. Still reaching for peace instead of power. That's noble. That's Stoicism in its truest form. Not in cold detachment, but in warm awareness. You feel the emotions. You just don't become them. You hear the chaos. You just don't let it move in. You live in a world of noise, but you've found a quiet inside yourself that no one can touch. And if you haven't found it yet, it's okay. You will. Starts here, with this breath, this choice, this sacred decision to meet your life, not with resistance, but with reverence. Every moment is an invitation to anchor deeper, to react less, to return to what matters most. And do you know what that is? It's not what they said about you. It's not the title you hold. It's not how busy, productive, or successful you are. It's this: can you be at peace with yourself when there's nothing left to prove? That's the real work. Not outer achievement, but inner alignment. And if it feels far away right now, come closer. You're not broken. You're just tired. Tired of fighting things you can't change. Tired of performing for people who don't see you. Tired of trying to outrun emptiness instead of sitting with it. But what if you didn't run? What if you stopped, sat down, and listened to the still, small voice inside? It's been speaking to you all along. It says, you are safe now. You are allowed to let go. You don't have to earn peace. You just have to stop resisting it. Let that in. Let it settle in your bones like warmth. Let it become the ground you walk on when the world feels uncertain. Because you were never meant to be defined by your emotions. You were meant to learn from them and rise, not reactively, but deliberately, not perfectly, but peacefully. That's the art of Stoicism, the gentle power of presence, the quiet liberation of self-mastery. And it's already inside you. You don't need a new life. You just need a new lens, a new relationship with this moment, with your thoughts, with yourself. Let that begin. Now, you are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You are exactly where life is asking you to begin. Not in the version you imagined, but in the version that teaches you what matters more than control. Peace, clarity, grace under pressure. The Stoics understood something that modern life makes us forget. The most powerful person in the room is the one who is not moved by every noise. The one who listens before reacting, who pauses before judging, who chooses peace before pride. Not because they are weak, but because they are deeply rooted. Rooted in values, not moods. Rooted in discipline, not desire. Rooted in what they can control, their mind, their breath, their actions. And that kind of person becomes emotionally untouchable. Not because they feel nothing, but because they've trained themselves to feel wisely. You see, the storms don't stop, but you stop being thrown by them. The insults still come, but they don't define you. The disappointments still happen, but they don't undo you. The anxiety still whispers, but it no longer commands your attention. Because you've learned, peace is a decision, not a reward, not a feeling, not a product of perfect circumstances. It's a muscle, built one response at a time. And yes, it takes time. But let me ask you this. How long will you carry battles that are already over? How long will you let someone else's chaos rent space in your mind? How long will you postpone your peace, waiting for things to be different? You've earned rest. You've earned silence. You've earned a life that isn't built around emotional survival. You've earned space to breathe, to be, to heal. And you don't need permission. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the illusion that suffering makes you noble. You're allowed to release what weighs you down, even if you carried it for years. Especially if you carried it for years. You're allowed to rebuild slowly. You're allowed to find joy quietly. You're allowed to move on completely. That's not betrayal. That's not selfishness. That's liberation. Stoicism isn't about denying your pain. It's about refusing to become its prisoner. It teaches you to befriend the discomfort, not run from it, to walk through your sorrow, not drown in it, to carry your grief but not wear it as your identity. And if you can do that, if you can meet the weight with wisdom, you become untouchable, not because you're above it all, but because you're deeper than it all. There is nothing more powerful than a person who has made peace with themselves. No approval can buy that. No relationship can complete that. No achievement can replace that. Because once you've met yourself fully, in the silence, in the darkness, in the truth of your own thoughts, you stop chasing what was never meant to fill you. You stop begging for what you can now give yourself. Respect, tension, kindness, compassion. You become your own anchor, so no storm can unmoor you again. You become your own mirror, so no outside opinion can distort your worth. You become your own guide, so no path feels truly lost. That is emotional freedom. That is what the Stoics trained for, not indifference, but invincibility of spirit. And it's available to you now, not in some far-off future. Here, this moment, this breath. This is where you stop identifying with your wounds and start remembering your wisdom. This is where you forgive what you couldn't control and start choosing what you can. This is where you stop waiting for peace to arrive and start becoming the one who creates it. Because the most powerful transformation doesn't come from changing your life. It comes from changing your relationship with life. From needing less to appreciating more. From fixing everything to facing everything. From trying to be understood to deeply understanding yourself. Let that truth wash over you. Let it settle where your anxiety once lived. Let it replace the old stories that told you you're not enough. You are, right now, without changing anything, without proving anything. You are enough, and you're stronger than the fear that's trying to distract you. So when the next wave of doubt arrives, welcome it. When the next storm begins to rise, breathe through it. When the next trigger tries to steal your calm, smile inwardly, because you're not afraid anymore. You've sat with your darkness and found your light. You've walked through the fire and didn't lose yourself. You've been cracked open and grew roots instead of scars. That's the real lesson. Stoicism isn't armor. It's alignment. It doesn't numb you. It wakes you up to what really matters. And what matters most is how you respond, not to others, but to yourself. Are you listening gently to your own heart? Are you treating your own mind like sacred ground? Are you showing up for yourself with the patience you give to everyone else? You deserve that. You always have. So from this moment forward, let your thoughts be slow. Let your breath be deep. Let your peace be non-negotiable. Let the chaos come. You no longer need to resist it. You just need to remain still in its presence, like the mountain watching the storm. Let everything that is not yours pass through you. Let everything that is meant for you arrive with grace. And trust, whatever comes, you'll meet it with strength. Whatever leaves, you'll release it with love. Because you're not here to hold everything. You're here to hold yourself. And in doing so, you hold the entire universe. You don't have to respond to everything. Not every message. Not every look. Not every opinion. Silence is not weakness. It is wisdom wearing a soft coat. There's a quiet kind of power in not reacting. In letting someone else be loud, while you remain centered. The world is full of noise, but that doesn't mean you need to echo it. You're not here to match chaos. You're here to rise above it. The Stoics taught, you always own your response. No matter the fire, you can choose not to burn. And that's what makes you emotionally untouchable. Not because you suppress how you feel, but because you know how to hold it gently without letting it spill into destruction. You've learned to pause before the storm takes over, to breathe instead of break, to observe instead of obey every emotion. And in that pause, that single second of awareness, you reclaim your freedom. You are not your fear. You are the one witnessing it. You are not your anger. You are the one choosing what to do with it. You are not the pain. You are the presence beneath it. And from that space, you can meet life with calm eyes and a steady soul. Because the most dangerous thing isn't the hardship. It's forgetting that you're bigger than it. That you've survived this far not by chance, but by resilience. That every scar is a story of strength you didn't know you had. You've walked through so many endings, and each time you found a new beginning. You've cried quietly, held your breath, endured things you never told anyone, and still here you are, still breathing, still standing, still open to growth. That is strength. Not the loud kind, the sacred kind, the kind that doesn't seek validation, because it knows its value in silence. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You only need to remember it. You don't need to win every argument. You only need to win back your peace. You don't need to have all the answers. You only need to live the questions with grace. And when the weight of life feels too much, don't carry it harder. Carry it wiser. You were never meant to hold everything at once. Just this breath, just this moment, just this step forward. The rest can wait. And it's okay to move slowly, to take up space, to need time. Stoicism reminds us, you can't rush healing. You can only return to yourself again and again until peace becomes your natural state. So come back now. Come back from the noise in your head. Come back from the what-ifs. Come back from the guilt, the shame, the expectations. Come back to now, where life is asking nothing more than your presence. There is no better you waiting in some imagined future. There is only this you, brave enough to be still, brave enough to feel, brave enough to stay. And if you've forgotten what stillness feels like, let me remind you, it feels like unclenching, like loosening your grip on what never belonged to you. It feels like letting go of people who never saw you, like no longer performing for the world to approve. It feels like sinking into yourself until even your pain starts to trust your silence, until your sadness finds a place to rest, and your joy returns quietly, like sunlight after rain. Stillness is not an escape. It's a homecoming, a return to the truth that you never needed to fix everything. You only needed to stop abandoning yourself in the process. You only needed to trust that your mind can be a sanctuary, not a battlefield, that your emotions are messengers, not masters, that your life doesn't need to look perfect to feel whole. The Stoics knew this. They weren't detached, they were devoted to a higher form of living, one rooted in self-respect, in perspective, in restraint. They weren't numb, they were awake. And now you are too. You see, the lesson isn't to feel nothing. It's to feel deeply, but carry it lightly. It's to let love in without losing yourself. To let pain teach you without owning you. It's to keep your heart open but your boundaries strong. That is how you become emotionally untouchable. Not by escaping life, but by meeting it with a calm so deep that nothing on the outside can steal your inner sky. So take a breath with me now, a real one, deeper than before. Let it settle into your chest. Let it anchor your awareness. Feel your body. Feel your presence. Feel your peace returning, not as a reward, but as a right you forgot you had. You are safe to slow down. You are safe to release what no longer serves. You are safe to stop pretending you're okay when you're not, because even in your breaking, you are becoming. There is strength in your softness. There is power in your pause. There is wisdom in your quiet. You're not falling behind. You're falling into place, right where you belong. Right where you can hear the truth whisper again. You don't need control. You need clarity. You don't need everyone's love. You need your own loyalty. You don't need to rush your healing. You only need to return to the path. And here you are, on the path, with nothing to prove, only everything to remember. You don't need to be unbreakable to be strong. You just need to stop breaking for the wrong things. You are allowed to feel pain, but not every pain deserves to stay. Not every story deserves a reread. Not every memory needs to live in the front room of your mind. Stoicism isn't about erasing the past. It's about no longer dragging it into your present. You've done that long enough. You've carried regrets like they were part of you, but they are only shadows, not your shape, not your soul. You've let the voices of others echo louder than your own. And now it's time to return to your center, the quiet place inside you that has always known. Peace doesn't come when things are easy. Peace comes when you stop needing things to be easy. You've faced discomfort. You've had days when getting out of bed felt like a war. And yet you did it. You showed up. Not perfectly, but honestly. And that is enough. Stoicism whispers, you are not here to escape the storm. You are here to become the sky that holds it. No matter how chaotic the winds become, you don't have to lose your stillness. The world will test you. People will misunderstand you. Moments will stretch your patience thin. But each time you can ask, does this deserve my peace? Is this worth my reaction? Most of the time, the answer is no. Most of the time, you will find that silence is the strongest move. That walking away is braver than fighting to be right. That letting go is more powerful than clinging. Let what you can't change pass through you, like wind through open hands. Let it move. Let it pass. Let it teach you how to stay grounded when everything else spins. Even when your heart is tired, even when your thoughts are heavy, you can choose not to be carried away. You can be here, with me, with yourself. You're not broken, you're being refined. Pressure doesn't destroy you. It reveals you, and what it reveals is strength. The kind that's built quietly, over years of getting back up when you had every reason not to. The kind that knows peace is not passive. It's a practice. Every time you choose to stay calm, every time you step back before reacting, every time you breathe instead of blaming, you're practicing emotional mastery. You're becoming untouchable. Not because you don't feel, but because you've learned how to feel without falling, how to carry emotion without becoming it. This is the gift of Stoicism. Not coldness, but clarity. Not detachment, but discernment. You are allowed to love without losing yourself, to care deeply while standing tall, to offer kindness without begging to be chosen. And yes, sometimes you'll fall. Sometimes emotion will overflow. That's okay. What matters is that you return. Return to the place inside you that remembers, this moment is not the end. This feeling is not your identity. You are not defined by your reaction. You are defined by your return. Return to stillness. Return to breath. Return to the unshakable part of you that watches all things come and go, and still remains. Because you do remain. You keep showing up. You keep choosing peace. Even when pain tries to steal your voice, that's what makes you powerful. Not armor, not walls, but softness that refuses to give up. Peace that refuses to be provoked. You've learned not to respond to disrespect. Not out of weakness, but out of respect for your energy. You've learned to be alone, not because you want isolation, but because you won't settle for what doesn't nourish you. You've learned to pause, to reflect, to feel deeply, and still stand tall. You've learned the rare art of listening more than reacting, of observing more than judging, of speaking with care, not with control. You've learned that pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. So let yourself rest. Let the pressure fall away even for a moment. You are not running out of time. You are not behind. You are exactly where this version of you needs to be, to learn what only this moment can teach. Even your pain has wisdom. Even your confusion is part of the unfolding. And even in your darkest hours, there is still a light inside you. It's the part that knows nothing is permanent, and yet you are whole even now. So stay here, not to fix anything, not to force anything, just to be. Be with your breath. Be with your body. Be with this one sacred second. You don't owe anyone performance. You don't owe anyone your exhaustion. You owe yourself peace. And you are allowed to start again, right here, right now, with one deep breath, with one new thought, with one quiet choice to return, to calm, to clarity, to self. This is the strength that can't be shaken. This is what makes you emotionally untouchable. Not because nothing touches you, but because everything passes through you without breaking you. Because you no longer cling to what doesn't belong. Because you have become a home to yourself. You don't need to win every battle. You just need to stop entering wars that cost you your peace. That's the lesson most never learn. They chase arguments, validation, closure, but lose themselves along the way. Stoicism teaches you, you are not here to win. You are here to remain whole. Let others speak louder. Let them misunderstand. Let the noise rise around you. You can still choose to remain centered, because your power is not in proving anything. It's in knowing that you don't have to. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be heard by everyone. You don't have to convince the world of your worth. You only have to believe it quietly. Breathe into that. You don't need control. You need clarity. And clarity is found in stillness. Not in rushing. Not in reacting. Not in demanding. But in the quiet space between emotions. The space you create by pausing. There is something sacred in that pause. It's the space where anger softens, where fear loses its grip, where your true self speaks softly but clearly. That's where your peace lives. It's not outside, not in people liking you, not in outcomes going your way. It's in the way you meet the moment, in the way you whisper to yourself, I am safe, I am grounded, I choose my response. And if your hands shake, let them. If your chest feels tight, let it be. Don't resist it. Just breathe with it. Let the storm pass through you, not around you. Because the more you try to avoid it, the more it controls you. And you've had enough of being controlled. Now you choose awareness. You choose to see things as they are, not as your emotions distort them. You choose to separate fact from fear. And in doing so, you take your power back. You start to realize most of the things that used to hurt you were just stories your mind told in a moment of fear. But fear is not your guide. It's just a visitor. And like all visitors, it doesn't stay. What stays is you, the calm you, the centered you, the version of you that knows this too shall pass. Even this ache in your chest, even this weight on your shoulders, even this voice in your head that says, I'm not enough. It will all pass. So why hold on to it? Why replay the pain? Why pick up what life is asking you to put down? Maybe it's time to rest your mind, to stop running scenarios in your head, to stop trying to rewrite the past. It's already written, but your peace, that's still in your hands. Let today be the day you stop bleeding for things that are already gone. Let today be the day you stop begging for peace and start becoming it. You do that by choosing stillness over struggle, presence over panic, wisdom over impulse. You do that by remembering you don't need to fix the moment. You just need to be with it. Because when you stop running, you finally arrive. And when you arrive in this moment, fully honestly, you meet the version of yourself that has always been enough. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. And present people don't break easily. They bend, they breathe, they let go, but they do not shatter. That is you now. Bend, breathe, let go. There's nothing wrong with feeling. There's only pain in pretending you don't. So feel. Cry if you must. But cry from awareness, not from chaos. Let the tears fall without judgment. And then wipe them knowing they do not define you. You're not fragile. You're not failing. You are healing. And healing looks like moments like this. When you sit with yourself. When you stop escaping. When you breathe through the discomfort and say, I will not abandon myself this time. Because that's what you've done before. You've escaped into distractions, people, patterns, trying to silence the pain. But now you meet it. Now you greet it. Now you learn from it. And in that meeting, you grow. Pain transforms into wisdom when you stop resisting it. Emotions become your teachers when you stop judging them. And you become whole again. Not perfect, but whole. Whole enough to be calm in the chaos, kind in the anger, still in the storm. You're not emotionless. You're emotionally mature. You're not distant. You're discerning. You're not cold. You're courageous. And courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it sounds like a whisper. I don't have to react. That whisper is your power now. It's the quiet strength that keeps you anchored when life tries to pull you under. And it's always there. It lives in your breath. It waits behind your thoughts. It returns every time you remember. You are not your emotion. You are the observer of it. The witness, the stillness, the calm in the middle of the noise. Let yourself stay there for a moment. Let yourself remember that being emotionally untouchable is not about avoiding pain. It's about facing it with dignity, meeting it with awareness, letting it pass without letting it take you with it. You've done enough surviving. Now you are living, and that means choosing peace moment by moment, even when your heart trembles, especially when your heart trembles, because that's when it matters most. There's a quiet power in embracing your limits, in saying, I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Stoicism isn't about pretending to be unbreakable. It's about being real with yourself, about accepting what you can't control, and investing your energy where it matters. You don't need to control the world. You only need to control how you respond to it. This distinction is everything. Think of the wind against your face. You can't stop the wind, but you can decide whether it pushes you down or lifts you forward. You are that choice. You are the captain of your mind, even when your body feels heavy and your heart feels tired. The world may feel chaotic, but inside you, there is a calm harbor, a place where storms break but do not destroy. Lean into that harbor. When your emotions rise like waves, don't fight them, ride them, understand their rhythm, learn their message, because emotions are not enemies to be defeated. They are messengers to be listened to. When you feel anger, ask yourself, what is this really about? What am I afraid of losing? What boundary needs to be honored? When you feel sadness, sit with it gently. Let it teach you about your attachments, your hopes, your dreams. When anxiety knocks on your door, welcome it softly and remind it, I am here. You do not own me. This practice, this gentle noticing, is the foundation of emotional resilience. You don't become untouchable by building walls. You become untouchable by building awareness. Awareness that sees beyond the surface. Awareness that understands. Pain is temporary. Feelings change like clouds in the sky. And underneath it all, there is you, steady, present, unshaken. Imagine your mind as a still lake. Surface ripples come and go, but deep beneath, the water remains calm and clear. You are that lake. Your thoughts, your feelings, they are the ripples. They are real, but they are not permanent. You don't have to drown in them. You don't have to identify with every passing wave. You are the lake itself, vast, deep, serene. This is your power. It's the power to observe without being overwhelmed, to witness without being swept away, to hold space for your emotions without losing yourself. That's what makes you untouchable. Not because you ignore your feelings, but because you allow them to flow through you without damage. You are like an ancient tree, rooted deeply in the earth. Storms may bend your branches, but they will never uproot your spirit. You stand tall not by avoiding hardship, but by embracing it with grace. Every challenge, every pain, every moment of doubt, they are teachers. They are invitations to grow stronger, wiser, calmer. And each time you return to your center, you build a fortress within, not made of stone or steel, but made of presence, patience, and acceptance. This fortress protects your peace, keeps your soul safe from the chaos outside. And the beautiful thing is, it's always there for you. You don't need to search for it. You don't need to earn it. It's already within you, waiting patiently for you to come home. Come home to yourself. No matter what happened today, yesterday, or last year, you can come home right now. Sit quietly, Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the air on your skin. Notice your heartbeat. You are alive. You are here. And that is enough. Enough to begin again. Enough to choose peace over panic. Enough to choose calm over chaos. Say it to yourself. I choose calm over chaos. I choose my response. Write that in the comments. Let it remind you that your power lies not in what happens to you, but in how you meet what happens. And share this with the important people in your life. Let them know you care about their peace too, because peace is contagious, and the world needs more of it. More people who are calm in the storm. More people who respond instead of react. More people who choose presence over panic. Let that person be you, right now, right here. And every time you feel overwhelmed, remember, you don't need control, you need clarity. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. You are stronger than you realize, stronger than your fears, stronger than your doubts, stronger than your pain. You are a force of nature, calm, steady, unbreakable. And this strength is yours to claim. Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. So breathe, feel your strength, and know that no matter what comes, you are ready, because you are emotionally untouchable. There is a deep, unshakable calm that comes when you realize this truth. You are not your circumstances. You are not your losses. You are not the opinions others hold of you. You are the witness to it all, the steady presence behind the storm. This awareness, this knowing, is the foundation of your emotional untouchability. When your mind tries to drag you into chaos, when your heart feels bruised and weary, come back to this simple truth. You do not have to be swept away. You are free to choose your response. Imagine for a moment a candle flickering in the wind. The flame dances, bends, but it does not vanish. No matter how hard the wind blows, the candle remains lit. Your spirit is that candle. The winds of anger, sadness, fear, they may come and go, but your inner light keeps burning. You don't need to extinguish your feelings to be strong. You just need to be steady while they move through you. Let your emotions flow like a river. Notice their currents. Feel their power, but don't let them flood your mind. You are the riverbank holding space for the flow without being overwhelmed. Sometimes the current is strong. Sometimes it's calm, and both are okay. There is no shame in feeling deeply, no weakness in tears or quiet moments. Strength isn't loud. It's not about proving something to others. Strength is gentle. It's the courage to sit with discomfort, the bravery to face what's hard, the grace to allow pain and joy to coexist. You have within you a well of peace, waiting to be tapped. You've been searching for peace outside yourself, in people, places, and things that change like the wind. But real peace is not something you find. It's something you return to. It's your natural state beneath the noise. So when life shakes you, don't try to resist the tremors. Instead, ground yourself in the stillness beneath. Feel your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your feet on the earth. Know that you are anchored. There is no need to rush to fix what feels broken. No need to push away the parts of you that feel raw. Healing happens in moments of presence, in the gentle acceptance of this is what is. When you stop fighting the current, you open space to float. When you stop chasing control, you reclaim your power. You don't need to control the chaos. You only need to hold your center. Like a tree with roots deep in the soil, you can weather any storm. The winds may howl, the branches may sway, but your roots hold firm. You are grounded in wisdom. You've learned the hard way that pain is part of life. But pain does not own you. You own your reaction to pain. You choose how to meet it. And every time you choose peace, you build resilience. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you grow stronger. This strength is quiet. It doesn't shout or demand. It simply is. And it's always available to you, no matter what the day brings. No matter how heavy the load, you can return to this strength. Right now, close your eyes if you want. Take a deep breath. Feel the calm rising inside you. Know that this calm is not fragile. It's your foundation, your refuge, your home. You don't have to be perfect to deserve peace. You don't have to be healed to be whole. You just have to be willing to sit with yourself, to listen, to breathe, and to say softly, I am enough. This is the Stoic strength that makes you emotionally untouchable. Not because you avoid hardship, but because you face it with courage. Because you meet yourself with kindness. Because you don't let external chaos shake your internal calm. So today, remind yourself, you don't need control, you need clarity. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. And this strength is yours, always, no matter what. In moments when your mind races and your heart feels heavy, remember this: you are not alone. There is a lineage of thinkers and sages who walked this path before you. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they understood deeply what it means to be human, to feel pain, to face uncertainty, to wrestle with emotions that pull and push us like the tide. They remind us that suffering is part of life. But suffering is not the whole story. Between stimulus and response, there is a space, a moment you own. It is in that space that your freedom lives. You cannot always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose how you meet it. This choice is your power, and it is a power that no one can take from you. No matter what storms rage outside, you can create a sanctuary within. A sanctuary where calm reigns, where judgment softens into understanding, where frustration melts into acceptance. This sanctuary is your mind trained in presence, your heart tuned to patience, your soul anchored in resilience. Think of your emotions as visitors. Some are kind, some are challenging, but none are permanent. Welcome each visitor. Offer them tea and a seat. Listen without resistance. Learn what they have to teach, because beneath every difficult feeling lies a lesson. Maybe it's a lesson in boundaries. Maybe it's a lesson in compassion. Maybe it's a lesson in strength. And sometimes, it's simply a reminder that you are alive, that you are human, that you are growing. Stoicism does not ask you to be perfect. It invites you to be present, to be aware, to meet life as it comes with dignity, with grace, with quiet courage. When you feel overwhelmed, slow down. Take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Know that you are here, right now, right where you need to be. And in this moment, you have everything you need. Peace is not a distant goal. It is available now, in your breath, in your awareness, in your choice. You are stronger than you think, more capable than you realize, more resilient than you believe. Every time you practice calm in the face of chaos, you grow stronger. Every time you choose patience over frustration, you build endurance. Every time you embrace uncertainty, you invite freedom, because life is uncertain. Life is messy, but your response doesn't have to be. You can be the steady light in the dark, the calm in the storm, the presence that holds space for whatever comes. This is emotional untouchability. Not a shield that blocks feelings, but a clarity that transforms them. So when the weight of the world presses down, remember, you don't need control, you need clarity. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. Say this now softly: I choose calm over chaos. I choose my response. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let it root deeply in your heart, and share this message with those you love. Because we all need reminders. We all need gentle guidance. We all need to know that peace is possible, even in the hardest moments, even when the world feels too heavy, even when your soul feels tired. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are growing into your fullest self. And every step on this path is a victory. Every breath a triumph. Every moment of presence a gift. Lean into that gift. Hold it close. Let it fill you. And know, you are emotionally untouchable, because your strength comes from within. And that strength is endless. There is a power in stillness. A strength that reveals itself only when you stop struggling. When you pause, breathe, and simply be, in that quiet space you begin to see clearly. You see that many of the things that once felt overwhelming are like clouds passing through a vast sky, temporary, ever-changing. Your thoughts and feelings are just like that sky, sometimes stormy, sometimes clear, but always expansive, always holding room for everything. You don't need to push away what feels hard. You only need to accept it as part of your experience. This acceptance is not surrender. It is not weakness. It is the foundation of true power. When you accept what is, you free your energy to respond with wisdom. You stop wasting strength fighting the inevitable. You choose where to direct your effort, and that choice transforms everything. Remember, you are not the things that happen to you. You are the mind that observes them, the mind that chooses its path. So when fear or doubt arise, look at them like passing shadows. Notice them, name them, then let them go. They do not own you. You own your mind. You own your focus. You own your peace. Each moment you practice this, you grow stronger. Each time you return to calm, you build resilience. You become emotionally untouchable. Not because you deny your feelings, but because you understand their nature. Feelings are like waves. They rise, they fall. You don't have to drown in them. You can learn to surf the waves with grace. Ride them without losing yourself. This is freedom. This is strength. This is the heart of Stoicism. It teaches us to face life fully, to embrace pain and joy alike, to meet uncertainty without fear, to understand that control is an illusion, and peace is a choice. You don't need to control the world to find calm. You only need to control your response. This is where your true power lies, and it is always within reach. No matter what storms come your way, no matter how dark the night, your inner light remains, steady, bright, unwavering. So when life feels overwhelming, when your mind is noisy, when your heart aches, come back to your breath. Come back to this moment. Come back to the simple truth. You are stronger than your struggles, wiser than your fears, more peaceful than your chaos. Say this now softly. I choose calm over chaos. I choose my response. Let it be your mantra, your anchor, your shield, and share this with those who need it, because none of us are meant to walk this journey alone. We all need reminders. We all need companions. We all need peace. So offer this gift freely, and know that by choosing calm, you are lighting the way for yourself and for others. Your journey toward emotional untouchability is ongoing. It is not a destination but a path walked step by step, moment by moment, with patience, with kindness, with courage. You are exactly where you need to be, and every choice you make to return to calm is a victory worth celebrating. Keep walking, keep breathing, keep choosing peace. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are becoming, and becoming is beautiful. There is a quiet strength that grows in the space between thought and action. It is the strength of awareness, the strength of presence. When you learn to observe your mind without judgment, you begin to understand the nature of your emotions. They are not chains that bind you. They are messages, signals from within. They tell you what matters, what needs attention, what requires compassion. This understanding shifts your relationship with difficulty. You stop fearing discomfort. You start welcoming it as a teacher, because growth comes not from comfort, but from challenge. Every time you face pain with openness, you invite healing. Every time you face fear with courage, you claim your freedom. And every time you choose calm over chaos, you build your emotional fortress. This fortress is not made of walls or barriers. It is made of clarity and acceptance, of mindfulness and patience, of compassion and self-trust. It is an inner sanctuary where you can always return, a place where the storms of life cannot reach you. This does not mean you will never feel hurt, nor does it mean that life will be easy, but it does mean you will meet life with a steady heart, with eyes wide open, with unwavering grace. In this way, you become emotionally untouchable, not because you deny your humanity, but because you embrace it fully. because you understand that your power lies not in control of the outside world, but in mastery over your inner world. This mastery is your birthright. It is cultivated through practice, through gentle persistence, through kindness toward yourself. When you falter, do not judge. Simply return to your breath. Return to this moment. Return to your center. Each return is a triumph. Each breath is a victory. Your journey toward emotional freedom is not a straight line. It is a spiral. You may circle back to old feelings, to old fears, to old pains, but each time you return, you do so with more wisdom, more strength, more peace, and that is progress. That is growth. That is life. Let this truth sink in deeply. You are more than your thoughts. You are more than your emotions. You are the space in which they arise, the silent observer, the calm presence, the unshakable core. When you connect with this truth, you touch the essence of Stoic wisdom. You begin to live with intention, with courage, with resilience, and in doing so, you become a beacon of peace, for yourself and for those around you. So when the world feels overwhelming, when your heart feels heavy, remind yourself gently, you don't need control, you need clarity. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. Say it now. I choose calm over chaos. I choose my response. Let this affirmation root deeply in your heart. Write it, speak it, live it, and share it with those who need it, because peace is contagious. Calm is a gift, and your strength is a light in the darkness. Keep nurturing it. Keep tending to it. Keep choosing it. Your journey is ongoing, and every step forward is a victory. Every moment of presence a blessing. Every breath a testament to your resilience. You are emotionally untouchable, because your strength comes from within, and that strength is endless. Sometimes, life can feel like a relentless wave, carrying you far from the shore of peace you long for. It's easy to feel lost, overwhelmed, as if you are at the mercy of forces beyond your control. But there is a quiet truth the Stoics teach us, that true power does not come from controlling the waves, but from learning to ride them with steady balance. Imagine yourself standing on the edge of the ocean, feeling the wind and spray, the salt on your skin. The waves are strong, unpredictable, sometimes wild. You cannot command them to stop, but you can choose how to stand in their presence. You can choose to root yourself in calm, to breathe deeply, and to face each wave with courage. This courage is not loud or boisterous. It is quiet, steadfast, and unyielding. It is the courage to accept what is and to act where you can. You don't need to be emotionally numb. You don't need to hide your feelings or pretend everything is okay. Emotional untouchability is not about shutting down, but about opening up in a way that does not let the world shake your core. It is about clarity. It is about understanding that pain and discomfort are parts of life, not enemies to be defeated but teachers to be listened to. When pain comes, do not run from it. Do not suppress it. Instead, allow it to pass through you like wind through open hands. Feel it fully, then release it gently. This practice is a lifelong one, but with each moment you practice, you reclaim a piece of your inner peace. The world around you may still be chaotic, but inside you build a sanctuary, a place of calm and resilience where no storm can truly reach you. Your mind is your greatest refuge. Train it like a garden, carefully, patiently, daily. Pull out the weeds of negative thoughts. Nurture the flowers of kindness and acceptance. Remember that your thoughts are not facts. They are visitors passing through the house of your mind. Invite them in, observe them, and then let them go. This is the heart of Stoic resilience. To see things clearly, to accept what cannot be changed, and to take purposeful action where you can. When frustration arises, pause. When fear comes knocking, breathe. When sadness settles in, acknowledge it gently. You are learning to dance with your emotions, not to be controlled by them. This dance is delicate and beautiful. Each step forward builds strength. Each breath taken with awareness plants a seed of calm. You don't need to rush this process. Growth is slow, steady, and sometimes invisible. Trust in the rhythm of your journey. Know that even when you feel weak, your strength is growing beneath the surface, like roots pushing deeper into the earth. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. You are not lost. You are finding your way. And with every choice to meet life calmly, you create a ripple of peace that extends beyond yourself. Share this ripple with those you love. Let them know they too can find strength in stillness. Write this in your heart and say it aloud. I choose calm over chaos. I choose my response. Hold this affirmation as a beacon on dark days. Let it remind you that you are capable, you are resilient, and you are never truly alone. This is your path to emotional untouchability, a journey not of perfection, but of presence. A journey that welcomes you exactly as you are and encourages you to grow into who you are becoming. In the quiet moments, listen to the steady beat of your own heart. It is the sound of your strength, the rhythm of your peace, and the song of your soul's resilience. Keep breathing, keep choosing calm, keep walking gently forward, knowing that with each step, you become more emotionally untouchable, more deeply grounded, more fully alive. Let us sit together a moment and breathe deeply into the quiet space within. There, in that stillness, you begin to notice something profound. The storms of life may rage around you, but inside, there is an unmovable center. This center is your true self, the part of you that is not defined by fear, sadness, or pain, the part of you that is steady, wise, and unshaken. It is easy to forget this when the noise is loud, when the world pulls you in 1,000 directions. But this center is always there, waiting patiently for you to come home. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot always control what happens, but we can control how we respond. This is a radical form of freedom, to respond rather than react, to choose peace rather than turmoil. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a vast lake. Sometimes the wind stirs the water, causing ripples and waves. These waves are your thoughts and emotions. They rise and fall, sometimes gently, sometimes violently. But beneath the surface, the water remains calm and deep. No matter how wild the surface becomes, the depths stay still and peaceful. You are like that lake. You are not your fleeting thoughts. You are the calm depth beneath them. When you feel overwhelmed, when your emotions threaten to pull you under, remember the lake. Return your awareness to the stillness within. Breathe deeply. Anchor yourself in the present moment. You don't need control, you need clarity. Clarity to see what is within your power and what lies beyond it. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. There is a profound freedom in this letting go. To release the struggle against things you cannot alter. This does not mean apathy or resignation. It means wisdom. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. When pain comes, greet it as a visitor. Feel it fully and then let it go. Do not carry it as a burden. Do not let it become your identity. You are not your pain. You are the awareness that experiences pain. This distinction is transformative. It frees you from being trapped in suffering. It opens the door to healing. When you practice this, you become emotionally untouchable. Not because you shut down, but because you open up, with boundaries, with wisdom, with love for yourself. This is the essence of Stoic strength. To be fully human, fully present, and fully free. There will be days when you falter, days when chaos seems to consume you. In those moments, do not despair. Remember that strength is built in the struggle. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you reclaim a piece of your power. Every time you return to your breath, you anchor yourself in peace. You are on a path, not a race. Allow yourself to walk gently, to rest when needed, to be patient with your own growth. This journey is yours alone. It is sacred, and every step forward is a testament to your resilience. So I invite you to hold this affirmation close. I choose calm over chaos. I choose my response. Say it to yourself when the world feels too loud. Write it in the quiet moments. Let it be a balm for your spirit, and share it with those who need to hear it, because peace grows when it is shared, because resilience shines brightest when it is passed along. You are not alone in this journey. You are connected to a long line of souls who have faced hardship and found strength. You are part of a timeless wisdom, a living tradition of courage and calm. Keep breathing, keep choosing peace, keep walking your path with gentle determination. Your strength is real, your peace is possible, your journey is unfolding beautifully, and this is only the beginning.